Automated home value estimators. So we're talking about Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, just about all of the secondary real estate consumer websites has some iteration of a home value estimator. Now, these platforms, in my experience, tend to be a great real estate compass, but how accurate are they? We are about to find out. So in this video, most of what we're going to be referring to are the Zillow Zestimates because they have a tendency to be the most popular automated value estimator out on the market. So generally when we're speaking today, we're going to be talking about the Zestimates. So let's get into it. The Zestimate. Can we trust it? The reality is that Zillow claims a 1.9% median error rate for on-market homes and a 6.9% median error rate for homes that are not on the market. So what they don't advertise is the average error rate rather than the median error rate. So all we know is that half of the homes that are on market sold within 1.9% of the Zestimate and half of them didn't. And the same thing goes for off-market homes. In addition, it doesn't specify if it was low or if it was high. So in theory, that means that it could be 6.9% in either direction. Now, furthermore, as it relates to the accuracy rates of these value estimators, it's important to understand that it is not equal in every single real estate market. For example, cities and areas that have less real estate transactions tend to be less accurate with their Zillow Zestimates, and conversely, areas that have a lot more real estate transactions tend to be a bit more accurate than these numbers. So the way that I see it is that if I'm a real estate consumer getting ready to either purchase a home or to sell a home, and I am using these automated value estimators, I need to understand that these are going to be about 5 to 15% off, and I need to take into consideration this margin of error. All right, so now we understand the accuracy rates, but now I want to know what's in the sauce. So the Zillow algorithms are driven from a wealth of data, mainly coming from the multiple listing service in the local markets, the tax GIS websites, and other public records. These are colossal data streams, and that's what powers the Zillow algorithms, but
the devil's in the bloody detail.
So something that I learned is that Zillow's database covers over 110 million houses in the United States alone, but what does Zillow do with all of this information? Well, the very first thing that they do is analyze the very basic information about the properties, like the bedrooms, the square footage, the location, and things like that. For homes that are on the market, Zillow relies on up-to-date information provided by the real estate agents through the MLS in any particular market. Now, for houses that are off market, it gets a little more tricky because Zillow has to scrape the public records and tax information to kind of fill in the gaps. This is probably why the error rate is a lot lower for houses that are on the market than houses that are not on the market. And lastly, they take all of that information and they use it to identify trends in the local housing markets. Now, it's important to understand that most of these trends that they're going to be identifying are going to be driven around mainly the sales prices and those basic amenities, because they're not able to analyze things like finishes or additional features of the actual properties themselves at such a large scale. These websites aren't static. They're actually dynamic platforms, meaning that they are constantly updating these numbers, most of them multiple times per week, to make sure that they're getting as accurate as a scope as they can. So now we know the accuracy rates and we have a better understanding of how these algorithms work. The next one is the showdown between the human element and AI. Something that I learned as I was doing my research is that right on the Zillow website, it says that these Zestimates are not an appraisal and should not be used in place of an appraisal. An actual real estate professional, like a real estate agent or a professional appraiser, is going to actually physically visit the house and be able to use a combination of their expertise and all of these other data points, which are generally available to them as well, to help fine-tune and generally make a more accurate assessment of the actual condition and overall appeal of any particular property. So in my opinion, if I was a real estate consumer and I was making any real critical decisions, I would probably seriously consider using the services of a licensed real estate professional or a licensed appraiser. So what's the verdict? How can we use these home value estimators as a tool that's useful? Well, the first thing that I think is that these can be great as an initial starting point. They offer a great initial glimpse into the potential value of your home. However, you need to go into it understanding that local markets play a huge role as it relates to the accuracy rate of these value estimators. While these value estimators are helpful, especially for quick insights, you need to understand that they definitely have their limitations. In addition, they can't provide the human element, so I would definitely not use one of these value estimators as a replacement for a professional appraisal or even a comparative market analysis provided by a real estate professional. The bottom line is that when it comes to making serious real estate decisions, like setting a pricing strategy or structuring an offer, I'd highly advise using a professional real estate agent or a professional real estate appraiser. These tools can be a great mechanism for quick insight or maybe keeping up on your local real estate market, but when the stakes are high, you'll definitely probably want to use a professional to help guide you through the process. It's all about finding the balance between the convenience of these online evaluators and the precision of an actual professional. So that's all I have for you. Now you're armed with more information to go out and be a more informed and confident consumer. If you like this video, please give it a like and a share. And as always, thanks for watching.